Hi guys, this is Van. Welcome to my channel. Today I just want to talk about one of my favorite teams in Chaos Zero Nightmare and how it works and how you can improve on it further. So, Malin, this is basically my favorite unit in the game. She's absolutely adorable. Uh, and she seems to love me a lot too because I pulled her ego manifestation. But how Malin works is that she uses a bunch of strike cards consecutively. And her main bread and butter is buffing with this card, duplicating her cards from here or drawing it from the deck, and then loading off a bunch of damage. So yeah, so this is the main card that you want to buff up. And also this card. This card is super important as well. So basically how you play Malin is you want to first buff with these two cards, right? The epiphanies you want on this card, at least in my opinion, is this card here that gives you a 30% crit chance, and this card here that gives you 30% attack. Personally, I like the 30% attack because you could just not crit, get no value from this. But the 30% attack, you'll always have it, right? These are fine too. I don't like this one because it costs 2 AP. I don't really like that. And well, the tenacity damage is cool, but she already does a bunch of tenacity damage as well. So I feel like this is the best card out of the rest. And this one here, this routine card as well. I don't really think it just depends on what Malin build you want, right? Like if you want to focus on her basic attack card damage, you want this one. I don't really like this one. It's not really necessary. This one is pretty good. This one is pretty good. I choose these two. And this is the important thing. Rising Dragon Spire. This card does crazy amounts of damage if you get this one. So one hit for each passion card used for 1 turn. What does this mean? So if you have a passion team, which is like a red team, and they use a bunch of cards before, she will hit for each card used, right, from a passion unit. So this could go really crazy, especially since Malin has 0 cost strike cards. So you would use your 0 cost strike cards, hit, and then use it as a combo finisher, right? So this is the one you want. Like the others are fine, but this is the main one you want. And for this one, right, you really want to move your basic cards or create your strike cards. So when you say move your basic cards, if you have your basic strike cards in your hand, and you use them, if you use this card after using your basic strike cards, it'll take them from your graveyard and bring them back to your hand so you could use them again. This one just creates strike cards, so you don't have to worry about this. You could just use them as much as you want. This is draw 2 basic cards. This is fine, but I don't really like this or this one because this one costs 2 AP, and this one also costs 2 AP. So I don't really like these. Like, why would you not just take these 0 cost create cards, right? Yeah, that's basically how she works. And you want to remove this card every time, by the way. This card is that is booty butt cheeks, because if you don't remove this card, if you use this draw basic cards, you will be able to draw this, and you really want to just draw your strike cards, right? Yeah. This card here, this card doesn't have an epiphany, but you really just want to use this to break the enemy shield. It's a very strong card. The partner I have on her, regular 4-star partner, this allows you to draw attack cards from Malin, right? So like if you have a bunch of AP and you don't have any cards or any card draw, you could just draw a Malin card and this will help. I mean, this one is also fine as well. It gives you like a damage boost. But I really like this one out of the rest of them. This one is like just a regular 3-star. These are the ones I have. So this is my Malin build. I did a bunch of runs. I just haven't gotten lucky getting the passion card that +1 every time you use a passion card. So that I just didn't get that yet. It's unfortunate, but this build is good because I have 3 of these, so I could do a big combo. I also want this weapon because it's for crit chance of 0 cost cards, right? And you know, this is basically 6 0 cost cards here. These others don't really matter as much. This is not good for her at all. She has nothing with X. But you know, this is what I have, right? Her potential, the basic card damage, you want to max this out as, at least this is the type of melee build I'm running. You want to max this out because you're going to be using her basics all the time. And you just take your time and level these. This takes a lot of resources to level, so be careful while leveling it. Eventually you want to unlock these 2. Obviously it's a big damage boost, and you know, you want to max this out eventually, but we're still early on into the game, so try not to rush through it too much. Yeah, that's basically my Melan build. Now you're probably asking, well, who do you use with your Melan, right? What gear does she wear? Well, you just want to wear... You want to wear this set, the Sparks of Passion. So when using an upgraded card, which is her buff card, the next 5 cards uses 15% passion damage, right? So you use her buff card and then you just wail on the enemy. Regular attack, a chance, good damage, you know, that's fine. Like these 2 main stats will always be attack and defense. This will always be health, so you don't have to worry about the main stat for that. See, no matter what you click on, this will stay health. And then you want crit chance here. Passion damage, because this is her element. You get passion damage or attack. And then, well, I have a defense 1-1 because kind of got unlucky. But you, like, this one is the one I would use just for the flat stat. So just change that real quick. Yeah, you just want to get a regular build on. You could farm when you hit level 50. I'm level 47 right now. Kind of just waiting for level 50 in order to farm this. But yeah, who do you use with your Melan, right? Who you want to use with your Melan is either Selena, Celine, or Veronica. I don't have Veronica. I'll show you guys who Veronica is, right? I don't have Veronica, but Veronica is very good with her. I'll get Veronica when I hit 300, or maybe I'll just pull her. But Veronica is really good with her. But if you don't have Veronica, right, you can just use Selena, right? Selena is very good at breaking shields and doing consecutive damage with extra attacks. These are her cards, you know, basic cards, shield, you want to remove this. What mark does, right, is basically you mark the enemy with a mark, a funny mark. You mark the enemy with a mark, and every time anybody attacks that enemy, she will do an extra attack and shoot the enemy, right? That's basically it. So how my build works is, so this card, it gives a shield, and it does tenacity damage, which is a shield damage. And it will mark enemies on Ravage, and Ravage means when you break the enemy's shield, right? So she's really there to break the shield for Melan and for her to get some extra attacks on. So Melan breaks the shield, she breaks the shield, they just wheel off a bunch of basic attacks. I have this Epiphany here. It'll mark all enemies. It's just a free mark all enemies, so it's pretty good as well. And this card, this is like one of my favorite cards ever. It's like mark 2 to all enemies, and it gives you a shield, right? So you just mark all the enemies, and every time you hit them, she will let off a basic attack. It's really fun. It is pretty fun. This is just a generic neutral card that I got. This card, Quick Shelling, is also a very good neutral card. 0 cost, 2 damage, draw 1. You want this card in your build, and my build kind of got messed up with this shield at the end, but that's fine, right? For her weapons, I feel like this one is really good since she attacks a lot when she marks an enemy. And all the others, you know, regular shield at the start, you know, activity initiative is fine. And the third unit the team is Ray. But before we talk about Ray, let's talk about her partner. So draw one enhanced card. I don't really think this is a good for her, but this is what I have. And it's just a free draw one, right? If you don't have an enhanced card, draw one. This card here is unironically good as well because it the effect is draw two, which is good. But the assigned combatant is attack damage equal increased by 10%. This increases attack by 10% when assigned the combatant uses the upgrade skill card. 25% chance to gain one morale, right? So this gives you a 10% attack damage boost, and it gives you a chance to gain one morale. This is just this just gives you attack increased, and upon the full shuffle, the assigned combatant gain. So this is a good substitute. Your is a good substitute. You don't have any 4-star card, right? It's a good substitute. But I already leveled this to 50. I'm not gonna go back and level this one, right? Well, potential. You don't really have to go too crazy. Eventually, I'll end up leveling all of these up. The basic cards and the unique cards, but she's mostly a support sub DPS unit, so I don't want to go too crazy on her, right? You wanna do this for your main DPS first, the unit you use the most first, and then go on to your other units, right? Talking about other units, talk about Ray real quick. So Ray is like a healer support, I guess. Just she doesn't heal as much as Mika, right? Obviously. Let me just show you what her cards does. The translation is messed up on this, right? So, Smilegate's not very good at translating, and it's just rough. So what this is 108 damage and 15% crit chance, right? So just inverse these. That's what this means. This is not 108% crit chance, right? So just ignore that one. This card, when you use it, it heals you a little bit. She has a heal. This is why you want to run her with Maylin, because she buffs basic attack card damage, right? And Maylin, she uses a bunch of basic attack card damage cards, right? So this is really good for her. Also, there's an epiphany on this card, right? So it says damage cards of cards with one cost. It's buffed by 40%. This is not really good for Maylin, right? But there's an epiphany that allows you to buff cards with one or below. So this is what you want. Damage of cards with cost of 1 or below, which means 0 cost, which is Maylin's cards, right? So you want this one if you're running on a Maylin team, and if you want to run a Kieran team, you can get the Void one. If you have a team with a bunch of 1 cost cards, you can get the buff one, this one. For 1 to 80% damage to cards with 1 cost is also pretty good too. But for the Maylin team, you want this one because she has 1 cost cards and she has 0 cost cards, and this is the one you want. Snack time, very strong skill. Honestly, you can't really go wrong with the majority of these. All of these are good. It just depends on the circumstance. If you want it for a Maylin team in particular, I feel like this one, just draw 2 exhaust, or select 2 cards to exhaust and then draw as many as that. Just this doesn't have the heal on it, which is kind of stinky. I like the heal since this unit doesn't heal as much, so I would prefer using either these 3 here. But he's a very strong card. She's also adorable. Alright, so this is you get to choose on a card in hand and then buff the damage. But also you get to there's where you just get to choose whichever card you want, right? This is it depends on what team you have. For Melee in particular, choose one attack card in hand. This card here is really good. This card here is really good. It's until the card is used is really good. Choose one attack card from hand, 50% damage. This is okay, but you really want this one or this one. And finally, this card here, just a regular morale buff, just a damage buff. Get 4 morale for 1 turn, so you wanna You want to start with this card, you use this, you buff your team, and then you use this card again. You want to use your buff cards first, and then use your Melan cards or your Selena cards, whichever cards you get, right? Let me just show you my build for her. It's not the best, to be honest, but I was really searching for this. Damage for cards with 1 or below. This is what I was really searching for. So once I get this is fine. I get to select whichever card I want, so I get to select whichever card in my deck that I want to apply the damage to, and it'll just stay on the card until I use it. So this is also good. You don't lose value from this card. Didn't get an epiphany for this one. It's very sad. But I have double gear bag, and this gear bag has a 1 AP and I have an extra heal. So this should work until I get a better build for now. Yeah. Oops are decent as well. Predator Blade gives you more morale. It's more about 2 for 1 turn. That's why mine gives 4. When you use an attack card, heal. This is the important one. When you use an attack card, heal for 120%. It's going to be triggered once per turn. This is what increases the healing. I really think you need this because this unit does not heal as good as Mika. She's more of like a buffer unit than a healer, so this will help. And this one just buffs your neutral cards. Final Shadow doesn't really matter. This is a big buff though. Increases attack card damage by 20%. This is really good. But I think if once you have a like E2, this will be good. If you have an E0, hope you get a good run. But yeah, that's basically the team. Let me just see if I could show off the team a little bit. Let's do like do something I haven't done. Yeah, let's just do this. Yeah, I did waffle a lot, but I want to explain before I show the units, right? So this turn, we could buff here. What is your course? We increase more. AoE. Do this. We create the strike card and just punch him, right? Alright, what do you want to do? We want to start with this, see what we get with Gear Bag. We get that AP. But we won't get that. We have to use this card first because how Gear Bag works is an ally needs to use, who doesn't have Gear Bag needs to use it. That was my bad. You could also just check out which one does more damage, right? And this one does. I have Melan's E1. What her E1 does is if the enemy is ravaged, like they have no shield, he will always crit. That's the one I have. So we want to use it 100% because we have 1, 2, 3 cards without, use this. But you see, we get to choose whichever card we have. Use this. Use this card. Punch him. Crit, good. Punch this one. If you notice, when we use this card, it heals us, right? This, nice. I wish you got that earlier. When I heal, this card, get something good. Okay, we got something good. Punch him twice. Here, we're gonna use this, because what if we get a good finisher card and just kill him? We did not get a good finisher card, but it's okay. We've got a buff card. It's fine. This market's free. That. Can't ravage him, yeah. He'll die anyway, right? Ooh. The second wave. It's a chunky one. That. Okay. Ouchie. Alright, so how do you want to play this? Select one card. Basic attack skill. So I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna buff Rising Dragon Spire. You have to check and see which one this is. That's a replicated one, right? You need to check. Replicated. Right, so if you pick this one, this is the one we don't have. We have the replicated one in hand, right? You have to make sure and check which one you're buffing. Just a little hit. Heal, we need to heal. You don't want to take too much damage, right? So a big hit, he hit us. Use basic card damage. We could kill him here. Let's just use Milan's card. So when you use 4 basic attack cards, she'll hit twice instead of once. That's how this works. He is just going to die. Because you know we buffed our card. Yo, this has 319 and this one has 419, so we kill him just because of that one buff. So we could just do this. Boom. Alright, we wanna mark all enemies here. Put up a shield. Punch this dude, see if we can break him. Break him. When you break him, you get another AP. A little punch. See how much time Selena attacked because she marked. Right, we still have mark on both of them. Use this. Oh, shot. Did we buffed? Before we did that, we would have killed it, but I kind of want to heal, right? I don't want to die, you know? Because we have another tune with that. He's marked, he's gonna die. Let's do this. Let's kill this one. Yeah. We could buff and then send them to Valhalla. That's basically how the team is run. Does a lot of damage. If you have a problem with Ray being in the team and you just want more healing or you want more survivability, you could just replace Ray with Mika. Just know you just won't be doing as much damage, right? You don't need a healer if you kill the enemy as fast as possible, right? So it depends on what kind of enemy you're fighting. If you need a bunch of sustain, you bring Mika. If you need a bunch of damage with a little sustain, you bring Ray. Thank you for telling me. That's Smilegate. Yeah. So it just depends on which units you want. If you don't have Ray and you don't have Selena, what you could do is you could run Mika, you could run Kalipe. You have Kalipe, but this is usually the best team. And if you have Veronica, just replace Selena with Veronica. This is the Milan team. But yeah, you don't really want to take out too much of the passion units because they all do passion damage, right? They'll break the enemies faster. Also, Selena could also give the enemy passion weakness as well, right? So if they don't have passion element, and you wanna just put the passion, you could put the weakness on them, right? And there's an epiphany also that you could give all enemies 2 passion weakness. So for 2 attacks, they'll have passion weakness, right? So this team just works. But yeah, that's basically my little mail-in team guide. Hope you all enjoyed. Catch you guys later and see you in the next one. Bye.